In the comments, Punch says that defensively Celtic are still not quite stable. Green Machine says we might have another title race for the top three as changes will be made big time. Hearts will be playing 3 games in a week. Their pool is short and Celtic and Rangers will strengthen. Errol says, I think Martin O'Neill will stay. The love of Celtic is too strong to walk away, and another crack at the Champions League. And Stephen echoes that. He says, I think O'Neill will have another crack at it next season. We've just heard him on the TV, Keith. He didn't exactly say, no, look, that's
my way of thinking. It would have been the easiest thing, and nobody would have blamed him, and there wouldn't have been a bad word said. If Martin O'Neill had finished off today and just said, do you know what, guys? Wow, that's it. I'm done. I'm knackered. I'm 74-year-old. I have emptied the tank this season. It's been a success. It's been an absolute joyride. It's been the thrill of my entire career. But that's it now. That's me. I'm done. Celtic have to look to the future, and the future can't be a 74-year-old man. If Martin O'Neill had said all that and more, then he would have, the fans wouldn't have been outraged or anything. He would be lauded for it.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he didn't say it just makes you think, no, you're not ready to step away.
Yeah.
It would have been so easy for him to say, right, that's me, guys. I've loved it. This has been amazing, but that's me. But he's fudged it. He's said, well, if the season was to start tomorrow, I think I'd be too tired. And a self-deprecating manner that he's got, it would have been really easy for him to make it a very black and white position, and he left it grey. And that tells me that he is very much looking forward to having that discussion next week with Dermot Desmond. Now, by the way, could it be that Celtic think we can't let him go? We put him on the board. Celtic need to make changes to the board. The fans have been demanding it. I think there was some chance about it even today when the cup final was pretty much secured. Could he be that unifying presence in a boardroom capacity of some sort? I don't know, but I certainly think one way or another, Martin O'Neill will be seen in and around Celtic Park next season, whether it's in the home dugout or not.
Do you think, and we touched on this a little bit on Thursday's Hotline Live, but Jens Bertolascu has since been confirmed as the Toulouse manager. I give Celtic board the credit of thinking that, if Martin O'Neill wasn't going to be staying on, perhaps they would have interceded. They would have jumped in and tried to stop that. He was just allowed to go very easily, Jens Bertolascu.
I mean, you're saying that like he was Celtic's manager in the first place. He was Motherwell's manager. So, look, I get you, right? I've said myself, if I was Celtic, the very least I would want an exploratory conversation with Jens Bertolascu when I knew that Toulouse were sniffing. I would want to be speaking to him. I'd want to know what his thoughts were. I'd want to know how he would bring his style of management and unfurl it at Celtic, and what players he would think would be required in order to get Celtic playing his style of football, which was absolutely outstanding. And logically, if you look at it, you say you can do that with that budget at Motherwell and those players at Motherwell. What could you possibly, it's almost limitless what might be achievable at Celtic Park with his scaling up in budget and talent. So I'd be really surprised if there wasn't some attempt to have some sort of fact-finding conversation there. But to all intents and purposes, I don't think there has been done. So what does that mean? Does that mean that Celtic are perfectly happy and that they plan to go with Martin O'Neill again next season, and that position wasn't vacant in the first place? Or does it mean that they've got an alternative target, somebody else? And obviously the Robbie Keane thing is gathering momentum because he's resigned from Ferencváros on the same week when Martin O'Neill was just finishing off this incredible season with a double. So I don't know, but the information that I'm getting, I don't think there was a serious, even back channel conversation with Jens Bertolascu. He clearly was a guy that the Celtic board didn't want to engage with.
Yep.
And now that could be a mistake. It probably is. or maybe it's not. Maybe they've got a better something else planned, something else up their sleeve.
Well, Kevin in the comments says we need Neil to stay for another season because he knows what's needed. Scottish View says credit to Neil Lennon for being gracious in defeat. Other managers and pundits could learn from that. And Chick sends a comment in, Keith, saying fair play to Dunfermline, made a better game of it than Hearts. I know he's obviously taking a dig at Hearts there, and without sounding too patronising, fair play to Dunfermline getting to the cup final. They only conceded one goal up into the run to get to the cup final. Obviously, Celtic were just too strong for them today. But for Neil Lennon, when he came into Dunfermline last year, they were in a relegation fight. Now he got them into the promotion playoffs and the Scottish Cup final. I mean, that is a pretty remarkable achievement in itself.
He's a really good manager. And always seems to be underrated. People like to have a dig at Neil Lennon. He's a really good manager. He knows the game. What I said previously, Dan, the secret to management, football management, I think there's two key threads, two key pillars. One, you understand the game inside and out. Neil Lennon absolutely gets that. Two, you need to manage the people within the game and be a good manager of men, and Neil Lennon gets that. So he ticks all the boxes. I have to admit, surprised as to the fact that he had to go to the second level of Scottish football to go to Dunfermline. It's obviously a project. American owners, they're going to throw the kitchen sink probably at next season. But Neil Lennon is a really talented manager. And the Scottish Cup was brilliant for Dunfermline. Ultimately, I think he would say himself, Neil, that he would have rather got promotion than reach a Scottish Cup final. Ultimately, I think he would have rather got promotion than won the Scottish Cup final. And that will be the sort of priority target for next season, will be getting Dunfermline back into the Premier League, because they're a big club. They've got a big support. And I think you've seen enough from Dunfermline already. There was 3 Premier League sides that he knocked out along the way to get to this final.
Yep. Hibs, Aberdeen, Falkirk.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's from a Dunfermline point of view as disappointing, especially as the first half was, because they really struggled. They were just outclassed, and I thought they looked nervous and scared a little bit by it. But they've got bigger and better days ahead, I think, than today, and they'll continue along that pathway so long as Neil Lennon is fronting them up. But that might be a challenge, because clubs will be looking at Neil Lennon. He really, and for good reason. He's an excellent manager.
Yep.